Class is in session. Professor Handsome here, and in today's class, we are learning understanding Section 8. So, obviously everybody knows, I love all the programs, Section 8, CDC, etc., VA, there's a ton of different ones, options, etc. But people have a lot of misconceived notions about the program in general, but I think the biggest issue is people don't understand how to maximize their ROI when it comes to these type of programs and how to figure out exactly what rent you can charge. The good news is they give you all the information you need. The government gives you all the information you need, and by that I mean HUD, and the program itself also gives you all the information you need. So I'm gonna go through an example here just so you guys understand, and I'm gonna refer you to the places where you can find the information if you happen to have a 1-bedroom, a 5-bedroom, a multi-family, a single family, etc. So, again, understanding Section 8, the math behind what you can charge and what you can't charge, okay? First and foremost, something called FMR. Very, very important thing to know. So FMR means fair market rent. And HUD, the federal government essentially, sets the fair market rent for every county in the United States. So if you go to Google and you Google FMR and the township or the county that you're in or that you're thinking about renting properties in, it's gonna pop up. So for me, I would go to FMR of Nassau County, FMR of Suffolk County. It would take me to the HUD website. I would then go through to Nassau and Suffolk County, and it would tell me for a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, a 5-bedroom, a studio, exactly what the fair market rent is, okay? So in our example today, we went to the HUD website, we put in FMR, we looked up 2-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom in a single family house. So let's assume you have a house that has 2 bedrooms. It's different if it's in an apartment building. The utility allowances are different. So for the purposes of this example, it's a 2-bedroom, single family home, and the FMR is $19.92. Okay, what does that mean? That means that a program is willing to pay me as a landlord for a 2-bedroom house $1,992 a month, assuming I pay all the electric, I pay all the utilities, I pay the water, etc., everything. If I pay the utilities, they're gonna give me $19.92 a month. You really don't want to do that as a landlord because tenants have a tendency to abuse that in the sense that they're not worried about the heat being cranked up too high or the AC being cranked up too high or leaving lights on and things of that nature because they're not responsible for it. That's basic human behavior. That's everybody in the world. All right, so what you would ideally like to do is you'd like to sub-meter everything if you're in an apartment building, or if you're in a single family house like our 2-bedroom here, you want the tenants to be responsible, but then the program is gonna pay you less money because the difference in that money needs to essentially go to the tenant to offset what they have to pay for the utilities. You with me? I know you are. Okay, so let's do an example. Let's say that our 2-bedroom single family home has electric heat, electric cooking, there's obviously electric in the house, lights, etc. The hot water is electric, and then obviously there's water. So what the government says is, they have a utility grid. If you were to contact CDC or Section 8 or DSS or HUD-Bash or whatever it is and ask them, hey, what is the utility grid? Can you please send it to me? They will send you the utility grid. Now there's different utility grids for single family, low-rise apartment buildings, high-rise apartment buildings, townhouses, etc. So you have to make sure that you get the right one for whatever asset class you're working with. So in our particular example here, 2-bedroom, single family house, we have electric heat, so they want you to deduct $52 for that. We have an electric stove, so they want you to deduct $13 for that. Other electric, lights, etc. in the house, $71. Hot water heater is electric, they want you to deduct $38. And water, just regular domestic water, is $24. That brings us to $198 deduction. Now, these things are very important because if you're an investor, once you have the utility grid in your possession, you could then see what the deductions are. So right now the deductions for electric heat, electric hot water, electric stove are less than if you had gas. It actually used to be gas had lower deductions and then they flipped it. So essentially if you have an all-electric house, you're gonna be making more money every month than if you had a gas house or an oil house. And once you have this utility grid, you could design your houses during the construction of them in a way that's gonna maximize your return on investment, right? So now you have your $198. We come up here, we have our $1992, we subtract 198. That means that CDC, Section 8, et cetera, in Nassau and Suffolk County is gonna pay me as the landlord $1,794 every month, and the tenant is gonna be responsible for everything else. And by that, I mean cutting the lawn, all the utilities, et cetera, right? Very, very powerful model. This is the ins and the outs. So again, before you get into this, you don't wanna just jump in and start buying stuff. You wanna start from the bottom and go up. You wanna reach out to the CDC. They have a landlord forum. Once a month, they let you come in. They show you a video. It's a little weird from the 70s with some dude with a porn mustache, but it's very entertaining and very educational. More importantly, you're gonna have top members of the CDC there with you, sitting there, the head inspector, one of the head people that decide, one of the head case workers, excuse me, and you can ask them all the questions you want. How am I gonna get paid? Can I have the utility allowances? What happens if I have a tenant that doesn't pay me? You can ask them everything you want. What do you need the house outfitted with in order to pass your inspection? So again, be prepared, get the education, be smart, do it the right way. Reach out to CDC or Section 8, get the information, and start renting to a program today and making money. Thank you guys very much for checking out my channel. I appreciate you, I love you. Obviously, if you wanna see more, you wanna learn more, you wanna be entertained, hit that subscribe button. Take care.